Fight!
All right, let's get into it here. So the question that I have from Indigo Babes is, I've been a server slash waiter for 12 years and I'm out of a job now. What skills translated from serving to streaming for you? What were the hardest aspects you didn't expect? Well, thank you for your question. So, okay, I want to clarify here. You're out of a job now due to restaurants being completely paralyzed with having to close their dining rooms, not safe for coronavirus, and you being a waiter, you can no longer serve those people. So obviously, sales are down 1,000,000,000%, and you probably got laid off, and or they're still open and it's unsafe to be there, so you quit because you didn't want to be compromised for coronavirus exposure. Either way, yeah, you got fucked, and it wasn't really your fault. Totally lame as fuck here. This is where your government should have came in and offered federal paid sick leave and or UBI at this point. That way you aren't sitting here debating between starving to death or corona to death for being exposed by doing another job or whatever it may be. What skills translated from serving to streaming for you? So part one of this question here. As a waiter, it's incredibly evident when I'm not doing a good enough job. When people come in, I am hyper attentive on you, the person. So whenever I come to your table, whenever I come to your table and you are indecisive, you don't know what you want. If I've asked you twice, what would you like, and you're still deciding, that means you don't know. Right, we'll get some real here. Okay? I'm about to give y'all Waiter 101, okay? Because this is the one thing I know a fuck ton about that I never talk about on stream, because I don't know if y'all want to hear me brag about waiter shit or if you even care, but once I explain these things to you, you will never be able to turn them off ultimately. First thing first here is that as a waiter, whenever you come in, I'm looking to figure out what is your vibe and what is your pace. Are you here for lunch? Are you here on a work lunch, so you're strapped on time? Are you here for a leisure activity, like you're here with your family for family night and y'all want to enjoy your time while you're away from the house or whatever it may be? Are you here on a date with somebody? Are you here alone and you want to kind of like be on your laptop or read your magazine while you enjoy yourself in idle? I need to be malleable to your needs. So if you want an attentive, talkative waiter, cool, I can do that. You want an attentive, speedy waiter, I can be that. You want me to be laissez-faire and only come when called because you're doing like your laptop, iPad shit, and you want to be, you and your party of one want to be, antisocial, fine, I can be that too. It's all about getting the read on the customer as quickly as possible and adapting to the need. That way you can leave a good impression. The impression can come from either like your conversational skills, your intuition, the accuracy of order, or the final impression, or a combination of all things, honestly. There are many ways to do the right thing. It's all about figuring out which ones to utilize here. You don't win by being an attentive, snarky, good joke writing, catchy one-liner, edgy waiter for everybody. That doesn't work. That falls apart. You can't sit here and swag on everyone every single time. Some of them are not. You got to get a read on what they want and what they're going to do here. So that's why you probably think about whenever you've had an annoying waiter. You've had an annoying waiter probably because they didn't match the vibe you're looking for here. They were either inexperienced, too slow, negligent, unattentive, or worse yet, it's you and your bitch eating out. And this dude's sitting here macking on you, talking, trying to talk you up about like, your cool ass Apple Watch, or just kind of like telling you how cool your XYZ is, trying to like suck up to you in some kind of like awkward, transparently cringe way. And you're like, dude, it's me and my bitch right now. Can you please back the fuck off so I can fucking enjoy my dinner in peace? If I need something, I'll call you. But he ain't getting the vibe. So you're just like, this is fucking annoying. So you don't tip him or whatever. I'm sure it's happened before here for some of y'all, maybe not here, but I'm just giving you an example of a hypothetical where that can happen whenever the vibe ain't matching because he didn't vibe check. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying bitch. I don't even know why I'm saying it right now. I should have said girl or whatever. But like, so yeah, that can happen, right? As your waiter, what I caught on to very quickly here is that you get the feedback. And ultimately here, you're a walking, talking encyclopedia of sociology. It is your agenda. It is within your interest to be able to immediately read people and understand what gear, what speed, and what mode to operate in relevant to what they need and want. Needs and wants. Fulfill the needs first. Once you got that unlocked, then go for the wants. So for example here, the whole objective here, the one unifying truth about the whole operation here is that they're walking in, they're hungry. They wouldn't be if they're not hungry. They're hungry. So make sure they are fed, get that emotional state of hunger solved ASAP. And once they have their food and the food is good and they're eating, from there it's downhill. From here, now you can fulfill the wants, get the needs done, then get the wants accomplished here. How's the food? Reassure them, conversate with them. Maybe you have the game on while you're there. Maybe they're, football fans and their team's winning, small talk about the football teams or whatever. Maybe they have an Apple Watch on, fanboy about Apple Watches because you want to get one. It's really cool. What do you think about one? And reassure them they don't have buyer's remorse for buying an Apple Watch. Maybe they got a little kid and the kid's really into fucking being fed attention. So you fucking, I don't know, whatever with the kid or whatever, maybe, you just figure out what you got to do. There's plenty of situations I can think of here if you want me to bore you with customer variabilities, but like the point is, yeah, you got to get a you fulfill the needs and then you go into the wants as far as like the situation at hand here. So again, a couple walks in, a couple that's dating that walks in before they're going to a movie at a movie theater. So they have a theater time they have to abide by, and sometimes these boys come in here and they're like, hey, we got a movie, but we got to be there in 40 minutes. It's like, well, damn, dude, I gotta get your food out in 15 minutes flat. And you gotta be out of here in 15 minutes. So that way you can go. That way you have 10 minutes till the movie's there. You're putting me under a strict timer now, so I have to make sure that I sell you, customer who decided to come into a dining restaurant less than an hour before your movie time. I have to now sell you one shit that's gonna be guaranteed fast because I want to reassure you're not gonna miss your movie on time. And if by doing that, that will reassure you that I have concern and attention towards your task at hand, and maybe they'll leave a good impression that you'll want to tip me, possibly, right? The point is, you got to be a walking, talking encyclopedia of sociology. You got to be able to read people really, really well. And the one thing that waiting taught me very abundantly is that whenever you are not able to effectively pitch something, people tune out. They may look at you and give you like pretend attention, but they are not retaining what you're saying because you are not able to make your message and your call to action concise and engaging. With me so far here? So again, if the customer, again, for an example here, is undecisive on what they want to order after asking them on 2 separate visits, which would you like to get, you now can confirm that they are undecisive and they are open to the persuasion of being sold to. From there, you can utilize the tactic like showing over what your favorite dish is or what is actually popular. You can simulate being the Amazon #1 seller in X category and kind of give them a pretend narrowed field for what to pick. That way they can go, because whether or not they decide something, they're still fucking hungry, and that time ticking on them not ordering food is adding to the time ticking of their stomach being empty, which adds to that throttle point of aggravation whenever they don't have their food on their table. Trust me, it's a double standard works against you. You need to get them ordering food ASAP. Now, what I'm getting at here is your ability to like convey effective engagement constantly is very important as a waiter. This is the skill that translated the most to me from serving to streaming, is my ability to effectively convey shit in commentary form for my stream. This is why my view count goes high when I talk a lot. This is why even back in 2012, when I was doing Yoshi's Island every day, I would be playing Yoshi's Island. And then whenever I'm done playing Yoshi's Island, because I can't talk because I'm playing this game, giving all my focus here, I would come to then do commentary or answer questions from chat about the speedrun or whatever, and my view count would go up. People enjoyed the spectacle of me playing the speedrun game, but then people could relate to my commentary because it was so elaborative and always rooted in it being an easy to digest, understandable format. I always go out of my way here to convey to y'all the comprehensive context, that way no one's ever left out. You can see this research, for example, right now, because the question I'm answering is on screen, because I'm aware that people can come in midway through my rant and not know what the fuck I'm talking about, but now you know because it's on screen, because I'm attentive to giving you elaborative context in the situation here. I do find a lot of people who are new to streaming are not used to filling dead air. They're not used to like thinking about conveying themselves in a certain way or filling the natural awkward dead space that IRL existence can provide ultimately, because you're not used to making your actions and your presence amusing for an audience. These are all things you learn over time here. So just like, all right, I'm gonna be right back, and then you just go away. But I'm always aware of like that waiter mentality where I want to always keep you guys feeling welcomed, feeling engaged, and when I am speaking, I always am trying to make it engaging, memorable, and concise. I don't know if I do a good enough job. I don't know if you even notice I do all this shit, but that is what I do. So hopefully, it ultimately, yeah, y'all, I'm a waiter whether I want to be or not. Really, here the whole thing is too, like, if you're curious, it's like, when I go eat out, when I do go eat out, I want y'all to know that I can't turn the shit off, honestly. Like, I'm thinking about what section I'm being sat in. I'm thinking about how experienced my waiter is. I'm looking at, like, are we given napkins? Are we given straws? Are they attentive? Are the menus clean? Did you ask, you know, when you ask them, when you actually simulate being the ideal customer and you ask, well, what do you recommend? Sometimes they're like a deer, they're like, they're not even used to, like, selling their own food. Like, they don't, are they confident the food they actually enjoy and serve here? I don't even fucking know. Like, there's a whole lot of shit that, like, you know, and again, I'm sitting here saying I'm a dick. I'm actually not a dick at all. I usually tip, like, stupid well, honestly, because I've been there. I get that. Whew. All right, so part 2 of the question that I need to answer here. When you got into full-time streaming here, all right, full-time or whatever it may be here, what were the hardest aspects you didn't expect? Honestly, your question is hard to answer because, like, what was hard for me in 2012 or 2011 when I was a new streamer is very different than what's hard for a new streamer in 2019, and is very different from what's hard for me as a streamer now in 2020. Like, these times change so differently here. Twitch Prime came into existence October 2016. Gift subbing came into existence, I want to say TwitchCon 2018. IRL came into existence 2016. IRL, the directory, and Twitch Prime were both, like, introduced at the same TwitchCon, if I recall correctly. Meaning that, like, the complete open application for there being non-gaming content didn't really come until 2016. Until before then, it was, you know, go under Hearthstone and shit like that. It was a very different thing. People went to Pokemon Go because it was like, hey, Pokemon Go was the first tease of people actually going outside and, like, doing shit. Like, you saw people, like, really rise up on that on that thriving of summer 2016 when, like, hey, I'm outside now, which is like, you know, you never saw Twitch streams be outside because that was unapologetically not gaming at that point. Twitch Prime and gift subbing alone has changed, like, what a sub goal even means now, like what can actually be done. It's wild. And with all that in mind, the hardest aspects that I didn't expect, I admit there is a lot, honestly, because unlike so many jobs where ultimately, no matter how harder you work, no matter how much you overachieve, there's no option to climb. There's no way to make more money or see option growth come. In many jobs here, right? The thing about streaming is that ultimately you're running a small business. And when you run a small business, it's like you're the owner. You're the owner, CEO, director, producer, actor. You're everything. You are, all accountability is held on you. It's all about what you do and what you choose to do and prioritize to make yourself continue to grow and remain motivated. So, like, to me, being a streamer is by far the hardest job I've had, and I've been doing it for a very long time. Isn't Twitch your employer? No. I am an independent contractor who utilizes the Twitch platform to produce content that hopefully makes money for me. I'm like a YouTuber. I don't actually work at YouTube. I don't actually work at Twitch. You know, those Twitch cops you all despise, they work at Twitch. They are continuously employed. They, as long as they do what the company tells them, will get a W2 wage, and they're going to be, you know, okay. Nothing's guaranteed for me here. I could misspeak. I can get canceled. I can plummet in popularity. I can not adapt to the meta. So many things can happen to me where the next month, it may be guaranteed, but, you know, the 2 months from now, not guaranteed. I can go on a vacation and, you know, go visit like Haiti or some shit for like a month, you know, whatever, dip in the mystic bath acids and, you know, and have a reawakening or whatever. Come back here, my numbers are trash and not sustainable, and then be financially no longer sustainable. You know what I'm saying? Nothing for me is guaranteed. I'm a contractor. I only generate as much as I put into the whole system here. That makes sense. So, like an Uber driver, I gotta grind. I gotta hustle hardcore here. If a Uber driver ain't taking gigs, you know, it's a per attempt gig economy. That's kind of what it is for me. I gotta put in, I gotta produce this content. If I ain't streaming, I ain't eating. That makes sense. Probably the hardest aspect to me is whenever anything fails, I have no one to blame but myself. And that takes a certain level of ego to deal with, ultimately. Every single thing about the TriHex show, the TriHex stream, is within my control to do as I please, within reason. So whenever numbers aren't good, whenever subs are dropping, whenever whatever, it's all within my power to control. So I have to like be able to acknowledge wherever I'm failing in certain aspects, and ultimately be able to not dwell on my mistakes, but learn from them and keep on going. You know, because it's really easy. It's tempting to just kind of be like, man, I suck. This sucks. I'm stressed. I don't feel confident. I don't feel good. I need to like, I just kind of want to like, you know, and I can live in the past and try to like focus on what I did wrong there, but rather than like focus on what am I going to do today, you know? So that's probably one of the hardest things there is having the appropriate amount of ego. And I will admit, it has changed me. I'm not going to lie to y'all there. I really can't say like how much psychologically streaming for 9 years plus has changed me. What I can say is that like I do find myself having trouble turning it off, to be totally honest here. Again, this is something that's going to be hard for y'all to compute because it's like, you know, you don't know me IRL. A lot of y'all haven't met me. Those who have met me know that, you know, this is the real me. I don't put on an act. I'm not like other people who just like do like a personality swap whenever I'm on off camera. You're getting the real me, and I think that's probably my intrinsic appeal is that I'm genuine. You don't for a second think this is some like, you know, I'm just a YouTube video. No, you know, this is a real me. Anima Mind knows that the real me is here right now. This is like, you know, you're seeing the real me in real time right here, 6:02 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/whatever, right? Like, you know, it's me. So the thing here, the thing that I've realized ultimately, this is actually some new news here, and this is the last part, and then we're done with the question, okay? And then we're going to move on to the next thing here. The real me is that it's made me a very punctual and formal speaker, in that I do feel like I'm constantly on attack and defense mode when I speak. Because when I speak on Twitch, when I'm live streaming, on Twitter, when I'm tweeting, it's all the permanent medium. Communication can only is a one-way thing. Communication can't be undone, right? So if I misspeak, or if I something that's like crass or crude or not PC, or, you know, whatever, right? Untasteful, I can't undo it. I can't delete the tweet. It doesn't really exist. You can only exist from that point. Time moves in one direction. In general, don't give me the physics here. It moves in one direction. So you have to like, you can only like, you know, oh, I apologize, and then you try to recover and move on from the whole thing, right? So with all that in mind here, it's like whenever I speak offline around my loved ones, I tend to be in that same mode because I'm in that mode most of the day, most of the days, most of the weeks, most of my time for quite a few years now. Yeah, and I do that because I'm held accountable. I mean, it's not even like it's a bad thing. It's just it's hard to turn off because I wasn't even aware until recently about the whole thing here. Think about it. Right now, I'm speaking on behalf of my advocacy for that. You know, we have systematic failure going on because we have coronavirus happening, and it was entirely preventable if we didn't have a corrupt administration, as well as inadequate, self-centered politicians who have determined here that they were doing, but not limited to, inside trading that related to the impacts that are going to happen economically because of coronavirus as early as January, but they didn't say or do shit about it. Bad. I can go on here, obviously, but you get point is, yeah, I'm making a very politically active call to action and raising awareness about a whole bunch of shit that I feel very, very passionate about. As I do that and other things here, you all can call me out. Not only can you call me out, you can call me out and Google me. You can Google check me whenever you want. If you think that I misspeak or you're out to like get me and show me down, yeah, you can just Google the shit whenever you want to and then pick me apart on whatever angle it may be. Sometimes it might be a straw man, sometimes it might not be. I'm not really sure. It could be a bad faith argument. Again, we'll have to see. I don't even know. There's a lot of plausible deniability that you can exercise as like a random Twitch chatter that I don't have the same luxury of doing because I am, I'm tangible. I'm here. My face is visible. So I can only do so many like manipulative emotional statuses to get around that, right? I can't just like flat out lie to you. Or if I, even if you do, you can just clip me out and then you can hey, look what he said here. And then you can, all the accountability is on me. So whenever I speak, I have to be like super fucking on my shit every single time. So, and I don't mean to be like in a way where I live like in a phobia here, but like that is, it is what it is. If I misspeak, if somebody feels emotionally charged that I am like attacking them, even though I'm not, but because they feel passionate about a certain stance, maybe, that Trump is a good president, or maybe that like, I don't know, whatever it could be, on whatever thing I've said before to piss some people off here, if I do that, they'd be like, oh, he's attacking me because he's attacking what I value. Which is, I'm attacking just things that are, I would say are grounded in like, if it's an opinion, if it's subjective here, we can back it up with, with the objective reasoning behind such. But anyways, though, yeah, so I can get attacked for that. So the one thing I have a hard time with there is that I am on attack and defense mode. Whenever I say something, I mean what I say, not what you think I meant. And I sometimes go a little too hard on reassuring that to people. Essentially, I've like debated, people that I don't intend to like debate, like my mom on certain things. And it's like, I don't mean to like get in like, God's Destiny debate mode, but it's like, I'm telling you, here are the facts. If you believe them to be true, thus, yada, yada, yada. Don't be stupid, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's essentially like, what I had trouble dealing with recently. So so yeah, that, and honestly, it's like I don't even really know what that means either, because like that's one trait of myself that I wasn't even aware I was doing and has changed me. And there are probably others too that are a side effect of being on Twitch all day long. I don't really know yet. So yeah, that is an interesting problem to deal with right there. All right, boo. Well, yeah, that's that. So there's your over detailed answer